I love rats, like just as a thing, and it's not the most.
Wait. What? You like rats? Like, well, you have like a fascination with rats.
I'd love to have a rat.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Welcome to House of Influence. I am Charlotte Day and I'm joined by the gorgeous and ridiculously cool Vix Adams. Welcome. So you are a celebrity stylist, you're the founder and CEO of Hat Rats. Very, very cool and exciting. We actually met like 8 years ago, which is very cool for me to now see where
Long time ago.
It's a very long time ago, but it's cool for me to see where you've sort of gone in the last 8 to 10 years.
You as well.
Oh, thank you. But what I want to ask is, you've starred the likes of James Arthur, Roman Kemp, Dougie Pointer, Adam Lambert. What is the most exciting part of your job?
So everyone always presumes when you tell them that you're a stylist that it's super glamorous.
Yeah.
And you just turn up and you just make people look nice. And it's not. There's a lot of politics that actually go into it, and there's a lot of hard work that goes into it. But the exciting thing is when you work with someone not just once, but you work with them on a long-term thing, whether it be a tour or whether it be a TV show or a campaign, and you build a relationship with them, that there is no more those restrictions of my management want me to wear this or so-and-so wants me to wear this. It's just like, I trust you, let's go.
So how does it work in terms of the styling? Do you have to go with things that are trend-led, or do you go with their personal style, or do you bring your sense of style into it when you're styling them?
This is what I mean by politics. So you might get a record label that are very good at knowing what music to put out, but they don't necessarily know trends or know what's fashion forward. So they'll say to you, we want this person to look like this person because that's what their fans know them as.
Okay.
They might be bored of looking like that stereotypical person that they know, always have a leather jacket on or something. And then I know what them as a person would like to do and what I'd want to do. So it's kind of finding the happy medium with it all. Yes, of course, we want them to look cool, but I don't always want, especially lads, to look like they've got a stylist.
Yeah,
they need to just look like...
Yeah, you don't want it to look too try-hard,
Yeah,
for example.
and
you
unless
want
it's
someone...
like someone like will.i.am, they're supposed to push boundaries and look not necessarily like everyone else would walking down the street. But a lot of lads want to just look like cool lads.
Okay, and so anyone watching who is sort of thinking, I want to be a stylist, but actually have no idea how to get into the industry, or even how does it even work? So you obviously bring all the clothes, but where do you get the clothes from? Do you have to have a relationship with the designers? How does it work?
So it's a lot easier now, I think, because of Instagram and social media. But to start off with, I didn't assist anybody, I didn't do anything, I just decided to start. But you can assist people.
Okay.
You have to, say if I was styling you for a red carpet next week, I then would go to different PR agencies, and in one PR agency, under their umbrella, they might have 10 to 15 brands.
Okay.
So I'll decide which PR agency I think is going to suit you and suit the event, and then you go to them and say, I'm styling so-and-so, and I want to go for an all blue suit or whatever. And they'll let you know what options they have, or you can go to individual designers, which now is easier to find through Instagram. And some PRs are like, I can't loan that to this person because it's already been seen on this person, or it's reserved for this person next week. So there is a lot of politics.
I was going to say, there's a lot going on.
There is, that people just don't even think. They think you just get given clothes. And, you know, sometimes I get phone calls from big record labels or whatever, and they've been in the industry a long time, and they're like, we're shooting a boy band tomorrow and we need 10 red suits. And I'm like, sure, you think I've just got them at my house?
Just laying around.
Sizes, just there. So there's actually a lot that goes into it, and you do have to build up a relationship with the PRs because they're loaning you and trusting you with thousands of pounds worth of clothes.
Yeah.
And it's on your head whether they come back.
If something gets damaged, are you held responsible?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, so you have to have that sort of trust in your client as well. You're not styling just anyone.
Yeah, well that's why when you're there and when you're doing the red carpet, you see everybody sort of...
You have like security.
Because they're all fully aware if it goes wrong, that's 10k out of their budget or whatever it might be, especially women's wear with dresses and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
But it just takes time.
So when you first started, you were talking about how it was obviously quite an uphill battle because there was a lack of social media. When did you find that something just sort of shifted and it changed and you thought, okay, social media is really going to help with my career and push me forward?
See, I'm 50-50. It helps, but it is a hindrance as well. So I think roughly about 5 years ago, yes, it's easy, you can contact people straight away, DMs, whatever, designers, and it opens a lot more doors, and you're aware of a lot more products that are out there. But on the same hand, a stylist used to be almost like the middleman, or someone that the person would trust, and they'd say, you go out and you get me these looks. Now they can see all the looks and they can just drop them a DM.
Ah, you're right.
So
and they have that personal relationship with the designer, and it's almost bye-bye stylist.
Yeah. So it's swings and roundabouts, but it is great that you can now use a lot of smaller brands, which I like to support. Obviously, we have one myself. And you can support the sort of up-and-coming ones that don't have the money for big PRs, because you don't always need it now.
Yeah.
If you've got the right connections, you don't always need a PR agency.
So you just mentioned there that you have your own brand, Hat Rats.
Yeah.
Why hats?
So the one thing that I always wore was jewellery and hats. Yeah. And that was just my sort of
Even
obsession.
when I met you, that
it was the one thing I couldn't really get, and I used to have to go to, I always went to New York to buy the hats that I wanted. And I just felt like there was a real gap in the market when I was trying to get it for my clients that I couldn't get for the price I wanted, unless I was going to spend $1,500 on a hat, which is always made out of beaver skin. You just couldn't get the quirkiness of it. You could get ascot hats and very dressy hats, but you couldn't just get cool, bit rough hats.
Yeah. How did you come up with the name?
I don't actually know.
Oh, really?
No. I love rats, like just as a thing, and it's not the most...
Wait, what? You like rats? Like, well, you have like a fascination with rats?
I'd love to have a rat.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Really?
And I know it's not a feminine thing that you normally do, but I don't know. It's just...
I don't think it's a masculine thing. I don't think it's a thing.
No? Oh, I'd love to have a rat.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I call every hat a different name. So there's one that I set on fire and I call it the Dirty Rat, and then there's one that's called the Rat Arsed, because it's got like a beer can thing on it.
Love it, very
cool.
So
it's all sort of different names, and there's a huge, ridiculously big black one that's like the big black rat.
Oh, really?
So it's just...
No, it works, it works.
It's something that sounded like hat but was rat, and I could say it's a proper
It's catchy
rat
for sure.
instead of a proper hat or whatever.
Okay. So what does it feel like when you see celebrities like will.i.am, Keith Lemon, Niall Horan wearing your hats?
So it's amazing, but sometimes I need to take a step back and go...
And realise how...
That's actually
really cool it is, yeah.
But I just see it as, yeah, they're wearing it, okay, cool, yeah.
No,
and I don't gift a lot.
Cool.
Like,
okay.
I don't know, as a small brand, I'm forever getting DMs saying, I've got 4 million followers. A lot of people message you, they don't even follow the brand, they go, you need me for your brand. You need to pay me
that is,
this much money
very big
and give me a hat. And you're like, I go, bro, you don't even follow the brand.
Wow.
Like, so you don't like the brand, you're just doing it for content. That I don't like, but I think you can see the genuine people, or the people that actually just like your brand.
Yeah. Okay, so talking about sort of being true to yourself, on Instagram you have previously been very open and honest about your personal life, and you also just continue to be very sort of raw, I think. And I think when you look at your page, you think you're a real girl rather than sort of covering everything up with whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Do you feel that we need to sort of stop filtering our lives so much and just be a little bit more real with each other?
I mean, we do, especially sort of after the, everything that sort of happened the weekend.
Yeah.
Everyone is always going to filter and only put their best bits on Instagram. Yeah. And that is partly what it's for, because it is your portfolio to what your life is or what your career is. But I think there's a difference between filtering it and showing your best and then putting across a lie.
Okay, so going back to styling just a little bit, what are your thoughts on London street style compared to New York street style, where you obviously just came back from?
It's weird. I still think London is at the forefront of everything. I spent a lot of time in LA, and LA, as soon as they even hear that you're a London voice, they're just like,
you're cool.
I need it. Because I think they try and get what's happening in London, but it doesn't happen out there. So LA, I think, are very far behind. New York, I think women's wear's behind, but I think men's wear's quite ahead.
Okay.
Especially in like the denim and the workwear. I always go out there and come back and feel quite inspired, which is why I'm always quite moody when I get back.
Okay, so talking about inspiring though, do you, being a stylist, do people sort of think, you're always inspired. You know exactly what to wear every morning. You
Yeah,
know what to
and I
do.
don't.
Where do you find your inspiration if you wake up and you're just like, oh, I don't know what to wear. I have nothing to wear. Where do you sort of?
And I never have anything to wear. I've got like 6 wardrobes and I never have anything to wear.
Nothing to wear.
I don't know. I think it's more of like a feeling and a sense. Like I understand the business that sometimes I have to dress people, even women's wear, in things that I wouldn't personally wear, but I get it. I get that that's the style, but that isn't me. You'll never see me in a pair of combats and big chunky Balenciagas.
Yeah.
It's not me, but I get it. I get it's a look. But I think you've just got to, it's more of a feeling.
Yeah. Depending on, so would you say that your style changes depending on how you wake up?
Oh yeah, sometimes I wear a pretty dress and sometimes I'll be like, dressed like a dude.
I feel like I'm the same though. It depends how you wake up. It's sort of like, I don't necessarily feel like I have one style. It's just, how do I feel today? Do I feel pretty?
But it's still going to be your
girly?
style
Yeah.
because it's you. Like if I wore those earrings, I'd look like a man in jag. But they look great on you. I think you've just got to know what you are.
See those.
I mean, but they're great on you. But on me, like you've got to know what you are.
Do you think you can teach style? Is it innate?
No, because if I was trying to say to you, oh, wear this and this, or I don't know, put you in something like this, you'd stiffen up, right?
Yeah.
You'd think that's really not me.
Not me.
I think you know your own style. I think you go into it. I think it's constantly evolving.
Yeah. That's true, I think.
Yeah, I think you evolve
you
into
definitely
things. You make
evolve.
mistakes.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of it.
Okay, so I want to talk to you about your tattoos. They're very exciting, and you said before on Instagram that it is visual art that should be respected for the hours of commitment that it has taken.
Didn't I?
You did.
Mm.
Do you feel that your tattoos sort of help you express who you are? Do they define you, or do you not take that too seriously at all? You just see it as it's art and it's fun?
No, I mean, they're definitely me, and they're definitely an extension of me. But the amount of people that go, what does this one mean? And I'm like, means I was bored on a Tuesday. Do you know what I mean? It's like, there's not always that much. Some of them mean things, but not all of them have to. I think it's just an extension of what you are. But a lot of the time, some people will only talk to you about your tattoos.
Yeah, and you're sort of like, I'm more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's kind of like if I had massive boobs, I imagine people would only talk.
see your boobs and then see your face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
you don't want it to be that way.
But I don't even notice. So I was on holiday in the summer, and I was probably one of the only quite heavily tattooed women there, but I didn't notice it.
Yeah, but other people
But I
did.
noticed how other people noticed it, and I thought, I don't notice if someone's got a tattoo. I don't notice my own, really.
Okay.
It just becomes part of you, and that's how I think it's an extension of who you are.
Okay. Right, now I'm going to ask you some house questions. So I'm going to fire them at you and just whatever comes to mind.
Okay.
Okay. Out of all the influencers you follow, who are you most inspired by and who would you recommend to follow? Doesn't have to be necessarily an influencer, it could just be someone that you really like following.
I love Tassie Van Ray.
Okay.
Do you know her?
No.
She's American. She's an artist, and she's got a very masculine style, but she's sexy as hell.
Yeah?
And she's always got a big. She's really cool.
Okay.
Tassie Van Ray.
Would you like to nominate her to come on the show then?
Yeah, I'll come as well. I would love to meet her. I mean, she's LA based, but she's.
We can fly her
cool.
over, big budget.
She's really cool.
Okay, and then lastly, what daily habit of yours has most helped you improve your life?
So I've started this Calm app. Have you heard of Calm?
Yes, I have.
So I've started that. I have a real problem with trying to just calm down and sit still and meditate. I'm not really a meditating person, but I've learned that I should be.
Okay.
So I've started this thing. So now every morning I sort of wake up and I take 10 minutes and I'm like, okay, what's a good thing? What's a bad thing? What do I need? And then screw it off and get rid of it.
Really?
So it's like writing a list in the morning.
I'm a list writer.
Yeah, I am.
Even if I have lots of stuff to do, I'll write a list. And
But I can't do it on my phone, a list. I have
No,
to
I have
write
to write
it and cross it. So lists is help me.
Okay.
Helps my brain stay sane.
Nice. Okay, well, I'm going to try that. Thank you so much for joining us.
Charlotte.
Guys, that was Vix Adams, celebrity stylist and hat connoisseur. Please subscribe to our channel, and where can we find you on Instagram?
At Vix_style or at Hatrats. Yeah, at Hatrats.
At Hatrats, wonderful. And you can find us at We Are Hoy. Thanks for watching.